Hello, everybody. Good morning. Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! We have some more Trevenant gameplay. This is from the Japanese and Korean Twitter account. Ours is lagging behind for some reason, the English Twitter account. What are the odds? We have new gameplay from Trevenant. I want to go over it with you, take a look at some of the moves, and kind of give my best guess as to what is happening inside this video. I promise not to call Trevenant Dragonite or something like that. It feels like something I might do. Let's see. So we're watching Trevenant get attacked by this Pikachu. It looks like it barely took a tick off of his life there. Okay, so this is the first thing is we get Wood Hammer here. We do get a little look at his basic attack, which doesn't do much damage at all. It's like the smallest amount of damage I've ever seen, but fair enough. These could be two level 15 full health Pokemon here. Gets hit by this Electro Ball. And then we see that wide swing here from Wood Hammer. So we see that first Wood Hammer swing kind of flings out like this big arc in front of him. Essentially 180 degrees of damage here with two giant hammers for arms. Boom. And we do see that it looks like it stuns Pikachu there. So this also, given how wide it is, this is going to hit multiple enemies. This could be a really nice multi-enemy stun right there. And then we do see it looks like he almost goes to set up another move, which we'll see later in this video in a sec, and then he throws his second Wood Hammer. That's what it appears to be to me. So this Wood Hammer comes down, and we get another stun. It looks like it has a little longer of a charge up here than the first. Let's take a look. So that first, pretty fast right there, and then the second, I don't know if that first indicator is actually for Wood Hammer or not. I think it's for his next move that he's about to throw here in one sec, and then he throws Wood Hammer with that large area damage. So it changes from being about 180 degrees before, and now it's kind of 180 degrees and it just increased area in front of him. It almost encompasses the same 180, but gives even more distance there. And we see another stun on Pikachu here. So now we are seeing, well, you know, actually that Horn Leech that we see right there, let me pull it back. That seems to have a longer hit indicator than the other, right? Yeah, that's longer. His dash is longer. So I guess this arrow that we are seeing for this first Wood Hammer is part of it here. It's just showing that the direction your Wood Hammer area attack is going to be thrown in. So I'm guessing Wood Hammer probably works like this. You hit with the first part of it, you get the opportunity to hit with the second part of it. That's what I would guess. If you miss Wood Hammer, perhaps you don't get the chance to follow it up with that combo. I think that's pretty safe to assume. So you've got this tank that has multiple stuns here, which is pretty awesome. And one thing I do want to point out, we can get to it a little later in the video, is there is this, I don't know, this bar on Trevenant's health. You can kind of see it in the middle there. This bar that is just indicating something happens when it is low health. And the tweet from Japan and Korea both kind of say the same thing. Once its health gets to a certain point, ... and then it's really big on resilience. So now we're going to watch Horn Leech here. We can see it kind of rears back for a half sec. Half sec's probably even too long. But it rears back and then rushes forward. And once it grabs the enemy, it sort of continues to push them forward, almost like a football player pushing one of those sleds, and then it knocks them up at the end. And then now we see the Unite move. So we've seen these like little halos around Pikachu throughout this. I don't even know what to make of this because obviously we don't know how exactly Trevenant works, but as we're watching some of this here, so this first basic attack, no halo. Wood Hammer, we have stun stars. Wood Hammer again, we have stun stars. I don't think I saw a halo here, but now we are seeing this like crown of thorns here. Very biblical. We're seeing this crown of thorns around Pikachu. Now, I don't know if once it's hit with Horn Leech and it has that halo around it, it's more susceptible to the Unite that is about to come. So we do see its Unite here. I believe they called it Forest Curse. There was a name for it, and I'm blanking on it right now because they haven't announced the name, and I think I'm getting it wrong. But either way, and we see it gives this massive area right around Trevenant. I'm not sure if it's always around Trevenant or if that is... It looks to be completely centered on Trevenant here. I don't know if you can choose where it lands or if he just so happens to be fighting Pikachu and sort of auto-casts it here. So he's fighting Pikachu, hitting with his basics, and then casting his ability very, very quickly, and the trees pop out of the ground. He gains a shield while this is happening. He also appears to regain, so he regains health from his Horn Leech. We saw that earlier. Sorry, I didn't mention that. As he's attacking here, he is regaining health from Horn Leech. So he casts it, and boom. The second it hits, we can see that health regen start to take effect. And I think we see it when he gets knocked up, too. Might just be that one tick of it. And then it looks like he gains some more health on the basic attack coming out of that. And now we have... the Unite. Back to the Unite. It knocks Pikachu up into the air. It still has that Crown of Thorns, but now it has a new debuff or something on top of it. And then you can hear this sound. I'm going to turn the sound up here so you can hear it better. It's like bing, 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 indicating, I guess, when you are hitting someone who has that debuff that you're kind of doing exactly what you need to do as Trevenant, and you can see your health start to regain a few of the hit. It wasn't regaining every time, which is interesting. Let's watch that again. So, Trevenant's health takes a hit, doesn't get any health regen. Hits again, health regen. Hits again, no health regen. So, I'm guessing that's actually tied to just his boosted basic attack, and he's not getting any health regen from hitting with those basics, because we know he does get health regen on his boosted basic, right? Maybe it's not even his boosted basic. Maybe it's literally every other time Trevenant hits with something, it recovers health. I don't know. I would wager that bing ping sound that we're hearing is increased damage. Like, let's look at his basics when he's his basics earlier, and then his basics when he is hitting someone with that. So his basic earlier did 0 damage, basically. Wood hammer again. These basics are really weak. They're really, really weak. But then this pops out. Nice chunk of damage there to Pikachu. And those basics are huge amounts of damage. They're a lot of damage. I don't know if it's health-based. I don't know if he has very, very low basic attack damage, except when his Unite is happening. I'm kind of seeing that a little bit. And then he runs over here to eat a berry. I don't know why the video ends like that. Okay. So yeah, again, really low basic attack damage. Decent damage with his other abilities. Some health regen on some of his moves. And then big damage from his Unite there. Why do we get 1 damage tick? Why is it we only see 1 damage number? We literally don't see a damage number the entire time, do we? Except right there. What does that indicate? That's the only damage number we see in the entire video, right? Why would we see 1 damage number out of this entire video? No, we saw it again. What is that? $155. Oh, he's hurting himself. Okay. I was like, why are we seeing this damage number? Trevenant is hurting himself with these moves. All right. That makes more sense. So now I'm kind of getting the gist of what's going on here. I'm like, why are we seeing a damage tick? So when he's using Wood Hammer, the damage that earlier I saw from the Electro Ball is not the only damage Trevenant's taking here. So Trevenant takes damage from that Electro Ball, and then you see, I'll try to do it really slowly. He takes damage from that Electro Ball. So there's a basic attack, very small tick of damage. Electro Ball right there. And then another tick you saw right there when he uses Wood Hammer. And then it looks like the second one also another tick of damage when he uses it again. Horn Leech doesn't appear to hurt him, and his Unite doesn't appear to hurt him, but his basics did in that moment? Boy, I'm really interested to see exactly how this works. I really want to know what happens when he gets below that green threshold right there. What does happen? Because they're actually not showing it, but we see that on Trevenant's health bar, and I'm really curious to see how Trevenant works. Do all of his moves not hurt Trevenant anymore, but he gains health rapidly as he attacks? I feel like we've got a character like this in Zarina, where they're kind of unkillable in certain moments, and now we have another character being added to the game with sort of similar mechanics. I'm really excited to see how this plays out, and we're going to know very, very soon. The game is going to have some downtime, and then after that downtime, boy, we're going to have tons of information. I think the data miners are going to be going crazy. I think we're going to have new HoloWare. I'm praying for new energy rewards. If you've seen my energy capsule thing, yeah, I've got like 250 pulls on that. I think Trevenant is poised to be a really, really brutal, sustained character in this game, and it's going to be one of those characters that you might need to focus down as a team very quickly, because if you don't, they're just alive in the battle forever, constantly stunning your team with wood hammers and pushing them around. I'd love to see all the moves for Trevenant and sort of how they affect its health, and we'll know very, very soon. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. What do you think is happening with that Unite? And here's my biggest question. Do you think the entire team benefits from Trevenant's Unite? So anyone that is marked is going to get maybe extra damage when they are hit? I don't know. I'm curious. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all next time.